Hi guys, and welcome back to the Purely Automotive channel. I'm Jason and this is my 91 Honda Beat. In previous episodes you would have seen that we took the car for a test drive before its MOT, the annual inspection. Good news is that it actually passed. It failed first time on something silly to do with the brake master cylinder or servo booster, but there wasn't actually a problem. So it's been retested and it passed. So now we're going to do a couple more modifications and fix a couple of little niggly things that are just irritating for day-to-day use. You'll see on the bonnet is the first edition. These are 55mm throttle body intake trumpets. So these go straight into the airbox. We'll remove the air filter, remove the airbox lid, and we'll get these fitted. The length of them are very specific to give mid-range torque. You can go longer, you can go shorter, but there's compromises with performance power. But realistically, they're probably just gonna make a little bit more noise and sound slightly different. So let's get these fitted. So first things first is to get the boot open, get the access panels removed, and get to the airbox. So this is the view that you're greeted with when you remove the rear access panel. That's the airbox, and the engine is directly behind it. So that's all the bolts of the airbox removed, which are really awkward and really fiddly. And a top tip, let the engine cool down before you start fiddling with the engine bay. Let's get the airbox off. So there, ignore the cobwebs, is the airbox removed, which houses the air filter and the 3 throttle bodies. Take a look at the state of the air filter that came in this car. It's absolutely disgusting. It's kind of oily residue, which is quite common on these little engines, but it's really, really dirty, and I suspect it's been in there for many years. So let's get that removed to see what the inside of the throttle chamber is like. The other side of the filter is not that bad, so it's been doing its job. And that's the throttle bodies. Actually quite clean. A lot of these I've seen have been quite heavily oiled, and they've got lots of residuals and they're quite dirty, but that's actually really clean. You can even see the zinc plating on all the bolts and everything is still really fresh. So let's give it a wipe down anyway. And then go and fit these 55mm trumpet funnels. So I'm just going to give it a quick wipe down with some all-purpose degreaser. It's diluted to about 4%, really weak, and I'm not getting it soaking, I'm not getting it crazy, because I don't really want it to be horribly wet or cause any issues within the engine. I'd say they're looking great now after a quick wipe down. So the intake trumpets apparently just tap into place. They're exactly the right diameter with a slightly conical one end, just so they can knock in to the individual body. So let's get them fitted. So that's them just tapped into place. Nice snug fit, to be fair. They're really easy just to push in, and they feel real snug. They don't feel loose, they feel like they're going to come out. They're nice and straight, parallel to the intake. So let's check the clearance on the actual butterflies of the bodies themselves, see if the air filter will go on over it. I suspect it will, but I need to wait for a fresh one to come from Japan anyway. But we can do a startup. The engine's warm already, with an open airbox, just so we can hear it. I think that sounded absolutely amazing. It's changed the tone, it's a lot deeper than it was before, and slightly louder maybe without the trumpets fitted, but that sounds real good. I can't wait to get it on the road. For now though, let's put the airbox back on. I'm going to run it without an air filter, simply because I only drive the car on weekends, on dry days. I don't take it down by the beach or anything like that, so I'm sure it'll be absolutely fine. And that old air filter was so oily and disgusting, it was probably restricting airflow anyway. So let's get the airbox lid back on, get the inspection panel and carpets all put back in, and then let's take the car for a road test. If you tuned into a previous video, you'll know that when I was driving along, the bonnet was rattling like crazy and it was driving me mad. So now I'm going to quickly just give it a bit of a tweak, adjust the latch, adjust the stays, and hopefully get rid of that horrible rattling sound. I'm just going to wind these up, quarter of a turn. I'm going to come around and do both sides. So that's the bonnet all adjusted. It's nice and tight, nice and snug. There's no more rattles. I adjusted the latch ever so slightly and raised the bump stops just a smidge. I did it again last week, but it only made it worse. This time, I'm hoping that it's completely got rid of the horrible rattle that was driving me mad when we were going along bumpy roads. So join us on the test drive and we'll see how it goes. So we grabbed some fuel, some really expensive V-Power, but it's the price we got to pay. And now it's out for a quick drive just to see what the car drives and sounds like. To be honest, it's a little bit quieter. I've got the roof up at the minute and the rear window is dropped or open. It just unzips on this because it's an aftermarket roof. But it's a lot quieter than I expected. It's quieter than it was with the standard intake and airbox. The sound has changed in the sense that it's slightly smoother, slightly deeper, and has almost like a classic carburettor sound, so like twin carbs like Webers or Holleys or something like that, where it's got that kind of slurp, a bit of an old school throaty sound to it, which is quite cool. So as you can hear from that clip, it does sound quite different to before. If you've tuned into any of the previous episodes on Purely Automotive, you would have heard it in standard guise without the inlet trumpets. It definitely sounds slightly different, and I'm not sure if I prefer it. It was definitely louder in a different way, but I'm gonna stick with it for now and maybe try some different filter options and mix it up in that respect. And the best gain that I can say at the moment is the 5,000 to 6,000 RPM kind of level. It's definitely smoother. It's not got this stalling weird sound that it had before. If it was on a dyno, I'd imagine it would be a bit of a flat spot on the graph, but obviously I've not done that with this car. It'd be interesting to see a before and after, but that's kind of what it feels like now. So if you are in the market to put some of these intake funnels on your Honda Beat, I can recommend them from that perspective, but in real terms, horsepower, actual performance gains, probably not a lot of difference. Thanks for tuning in to another video on the Purely Automotive channel. Hopefully you'll subscribe and join me for another episode in the coming days or weeks when we take the Honda Beat on some more adventures, do some more modifications. I've got a few plans of places to visit, and I've got some more parts to fit as well, which I have shared on the Instagram page, which is @PurelyAutomotive. So give this video a like, if you liked it. Subscribe for more content. Share it on social media. It'd be great to have other like-minded enthusiasts and Honda guys checking out this video, or just other people that haven't really experienced or seen a Honda Beat, because a lot of people are confused about what it is, and every time I pull up to a petrol station, people are asking what the hell is that little yellow car. So join me again for another video, and thanks for tuning in. Cheers.